You look fine.
Okay. I'm recording.
What's your best side?
This is Robert Oliver, and
Hello.
he has the Orb Chasers, and he has some great stories, so we're going to hit him up at the end of the night tonight. And we have Brad over here, and we have Corinne, and I was... okay. And so we have 5 people on the table, 6 counting me. So, Corinne, so what's going on in this place anyway?
Well, I bought this place in about 2008, and I noticed the man who lived here before, I believe he was the only owner, and he, I believe, died here, although nobody admitted that he died here, but I just think that, you know. And he left some stuff in the basement, like a trunk, and some antique, just stuff. And it was weird because every lock in all the rooms, every doorknob, the locks don't work. So I think there was something going on, perhaps with him physically, where he couldn't be trusted to lock the doors. I don't know. That's just supposition on my part. Supposition, I should say. So anyway, as the first time I lived here, in 2008, I started just noticing shadows, male figure, and it would startle me, you know, a lot. And I knew that his name was Jeffrey. So I just started calling him Jeffrey because it didn't seem like he was angry with me or anything, but just observant, you know, just kind of watching over me. And then I also, I was single at the time, but then I became involved in a relationship with a man. And the man was noticing it really a lot and didn't feel comfortable with the entity or spirit that I called Jeffrey. But it seemed like he was kind of protecting me, you know, so I've always just felt like Jeffrey protects me. Now, I moved away from here and have rented this place out from 2010 until just last month, really, beginning of March. And so, of course, I'm starting to sense Jeffrey here again. And also, since that time, my ex-husband, who was really obsessed with me, never ever got over the fact that we broke up. And we were married 24 years, so he died not long ago, and he apparently might be around too. And so anyway, life is going on, and I'm here, and I'm happy to be back, and I'm sensing Jeffrey upon occasion. And then I meet Robert through Bradley, and Robert came in home, and right away was sensing some paranormal activity, and that brought to my attention. And when he started questioning me, I was, you know, admitting to him that yes, I did know that I had a spirit here. I'm totally fine with him. I did not want him to be gone for, you know, I'm not afraid of him. But Robert also sensed some other spirits as well. And then I'll let you just talk to Robert about that.
Okay. So you mentioned 2. You mentioned Jeffrey, and then who was the other one? It was
Ex-husband.
Ex-husband.
And then Robert sensed the Indian spirit on the stairway. Oh, and I forgot the other part. So, like I said, I rented out the house, and the renters complained that the stairs were very dangerous, as like kind of partying. They'd both fallen on the stairs, and I also had fallen on the stairs to the point where, when I fell, I thought I could have easily died because I fell from the top. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what caused me to fall. And I just figured I was me, stupid, stumbling, horrible, better be careful on the stairs. And then Robert came over and sensed an entity on the stairs and felt it was a dangerous situation. And then I shared with him that I had fallen, and then that my tenants had also left me a written message on text message saying, be careful of the stairs. My wife and I have both fallen and we really hurt ourselves.
Okay. And Robert, you want to add to that?
Yeah, my wife and I came to Corinne's house for the first time. It's about 2 weeks ago. And so we were down here downstairs in the kitchen and visiting, and everything felt fine. But when she started to give us a tour of the home, as I approached the bottom portion of the steps, I felt this wall of dark, evil energy. It was just like a wall that stopped me in my tracks. And I immediately start to sense, the spirit with goosebumps and pressure on my head, which told me that it was a heavy, dark, spirit and energy. And as I looked up the staircase seemed very dark, like a long tunnel, but it was in the middle of the day. So the stairway was very dark to me. And then as I looked up, I didn't see it, but I sensed a tall, dark male spirit standing at the top of the stairs, like he was pointing down at me saying, "Don't come up here." And, well, of course, I had to challenge him and I had to go up there. And my entire way walking up the steps, I felt a very heavy heaviness and very dark energy around me. Later that evening when I got home, I wanted to get on my divining rods and I wanted to question what I experienced. And through my questioning, I determined that it was a Native American male that had passed away on this land, hundreds of years ago. But he's still attached to this property. And he's not happy that the buildings are here because this is his native land. And so he's angry with the fact that the building's here. So that's the information I have. And then last weekend we came over again and I did a little bit of investigating. And we determined that, again through questions on my divining rods, that one of the male spirits, there were 3 male spirits here. One was Jeffrey, the previous homeowner. The second one was Bruce, her ex-husband that passed away. And the third one was the Native American male who was angry. So we were able to, within an hour, we were able to convince Bruce that he needed to cross over, so we helped him cross over into the light. And once he was gone, I no longer felt his energy here. And I confirmed using my rods that he indeed had crossed over.
So Bruce has crossed over.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
I'm convinced of that.
And Jeffrey?
Jeffrey is still here, and he is protecting the home.
Okay.
And I believe that Jeffrey knows that the Native American spirit is here and that he's angry. And so Jeffrey is staying here, keeping him at bay. And I do believe I had a message in my head, I believe it was from Jeffrey, that once the Native American spirit is taken care of, either neutralized or asked to leave, that Jeffrey more than likely at that point will leave as well. Okay. I believe the whole reason he's here is because of the Native American spirit.
Okay, so we have three entities, one's left, that's Bruce. Jeffrey is still here, and then we have the Native American Indian.
Correct.
Okay. And he's mad, he's angry.
And from the questioning I've done on my rods, that is the Native American spirit for some reason is protecting that staircase. And he doesn't like people on the staircase, and he's the one that's responsible for pushing people down the stairs.
Okay. All right.
Another interesting story that Corinne shared with me was she was here one evening waiting for Brad to come home from work. And she was upstairs in the hallway bathroom, and she was brushing her teeth. And she felt on the lower portion of her back like little fingers like tickling the bottom of her back. And she thought it was him, thought he snuck up the staircase and surprised her. So she turned around real fast expecting to see Brad standing there, and there was no one there. But what was even more amazing is last weekend when I was here investigating, we were upstairs in one of the spare rooms where the big drum thing is, the big Indian drum. And we were looking for some photographs that Corinne had. And all of a sudden, on my left shoulder blade, I felt the exact same thing that Corinne had described on her lower back. It felt like fingertips, just like doing this, right there on my shoulder blade. I'm like, and so I told them immediately, once I felt it, I expressed to both of them that I was experiencing it, and I got cold chills down my left arm. And to me, it was just confirmation of what Corinne had felt about a week prior to that.
Okay. Now, the attacking is being pushed on the stairs.
Yes.
Okay. Any type of other attacks, scratching, anything like that?
Not that I can attribute to it.
Okay. And sometimes entities are known to sit on you, try to take your breath away, anything like that, or partial paralysis.
Have you felt a heaviness
Well, you
on
know,
your shoulders or on the top of your head?
that's what I think is like my sleep apnea is
Mm.
I stop breathing sometimes in the middle of the night. But I didn't ever attribute that to any entity because you think it's so I mean there is that, but it's not.
Well, there is controversy, on both sides. Some say that, like Paul and I believe, that it is a spirit. It could be the Native American spirit, or it could have been your ex-husband's spirit laying on you, sitting on you. The Native American could have been trying to harm you in some way. Your husband could have been trying to, lay with you. But then people in the medical field are saying, no, that's just natural. Sleep paralysis, sleep apnea, that kind of stuff. So, but Paul and I know better. So what you may think is normal and natural, it may not be. It could be paranormal in that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I wasn't taking any of that. Like I'd never heard of that until tonight.
Well, the inexperienced person would not contribute it to the paranormal because they don't know. They just think it's something going on physically with your body.
Yeah, I just wake up. I'll be in a deep sleep and I'll wake up and I can't. It's almost like I can't remember how to breathe. So I think it's me. It's like what's going on.
Well, like
here?
Paul explained, have you ever felt like something taking your breath away or feeling the heaviness on your chest? Then you have experienced that.
Yeah, they call that the old hag syndrome. And yeah, because actually some people, a demonic force actually does that, actually sits on your chest, tries to take your breath away, and when they open their eyes and actually see it, it looks like an old hag.
No, I don't have old hags that I know.
Fortunately, we don't have that, so that's good. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this off.